Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I was not going to do a video on this. I did clean this up for a gentleman, and I sent it to him, and he liked it, and I think it engraved good. And then he asked how I did it, and I can't really explain how I did it, but I did it. And I just found a clip art of the Alamo, and there's the clip art, and I traced it. It might even engrave like this, but I didn't like these jagged lines, so I wanted to remove them. So I just created an outline on it. So with this selected, needs to be grouped together probably. That it worked. But see, you get all these jagged edges. Really easy to get rid of these jagged edges. And you want the jagged ones gone. So we're going to take the shape tool, we're just going to delete a bunch of these. And when you get to a part like that, just delete them. The bottom is going to be easy because we're going to delete a bunch, and then we're going to grab actually delete that, grab the outer two ones or more, right click and turn them into a line. Just delete that. Delete all these nodes. You don't need them. They're not going to really matter. We could right click and turn these into a line. You do want to, the outside stuff doesn't really matter, but just keep deleting and then right click and turn them into a line. That looks pretty good. Then we do need to get rid of this top part. Whoop. And I'm just going to delete it. Now we're just getting a rough image. And I moved them, after I cleaned it up, I moved the windows over and then I smart filled it. So let me clean up this one just a little bit more. I'm leaving the windows jagged because it is the Alamo and it's quite old. And then like that, we can take the bottom and turn all these into a line. One thing nice about Corel, if it goes bad, you can always delete or change. But I moved the windows over, so when I smart fill it, I'll have a void, and I actually made a door. And all I did for the door is just make the appropriate size door and have with this unlocked, I just hit 5 inches by 5 inches. It doesn't matter if you go too far, you get that rounding effect. Then I brought that door in and I power clipped it, so I had this shape. Then I just made some bricks, and I'm kind of going over this real fast because I don't think it's going to be that interesting to too many people, at least this part. The second part, I'm going to have to break this up. The second part will be a little bit more interesting. We're going to take those and convert them to a curve, and then you can play around with them and add nodes and turn it into a curve and give the rock a little bit of shape, and maybe even do the bottom of this one, maybe even give it some. And this is a little trick like right now. It's hard to move that node minutely, but if you click on it and just move your arrow key up, it'll move it just ever so slightly. Let's turn it into a curve and then kind of curve. I'm just trying to get some odd shaped rocks. Now I'm going to go ahead and make them black and have no outline. And together is 0.84, so I'm going to change my nut factor to 0.9. I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate, and then maybe go one more, and then I'll take these middle ones and I can reverse them. So the rocks are different, and just do that all the way across the page, and maybe even put some small ones in there every once in a while, have different shapes between the mortar. You know, you could even do this. You could grab all these, Control D and make a duplicate, move this down, and then just kind of squeeze these in a little bit. So they're a little bit different shape. So group that back together, Control G, move it back to the side of the building, and see now you've got a different shape. Control D and make a duplicate, and just slide that guy all the way over, holding the control button. So you can do a bunch with this. Then once you have your rocks, and you have your, what I call a well or the place to put the rocks, you want to make sure your rocks are grouped together. Now you could use the power clip, and I'm kind of getting away from the power clip. A lot of times some people have trouble with it working. and having some garbage on the outside. The safer way to do it is probably grab this, bring it into your item, grab both of them, and go to the intersect tool, and there you have it. So if you want to continue, stay tuned to part 2. And I didn't grab my rocks. Stay tuned for part 2, and I'll show you how I trace this badge. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.